I identify as genderqueer and pansexual. Genderqueer means that if you look at gender as a spectrum, I sit in the middle between male and female, so I identify somewhere in the middle of that spectrum. And pansexual means that gender doesn't play a role in who I'm attracted to. My experience with depression has both been through helping other people through their depression, as well as having gone through it myself. And the way in which I would describe depression is I describe depression as being unable to get yourself to do the things that you'd normally easily be able to do in a day. The way I got myself out of that dark place is through community. It's through finding a community of people who've gone through similar experiences to you, but also who maybe, unfortunately for me, identified in a similar way to me, and through those sort of shared experiences and that sense of community, I was able to pull myself out of that depression. But also through a lot of exercise. I found exercise is actually really a good way to just refocus the mind off of a lot of those dark thoughts. What needs to be done to reduce the number of suicides in the rainbow community is a few things, but this is due to how complicated the issue is. Number one is that New Zealand as a society needs to be more open about depression and suicidality within our country. And number two, I would say, is that specific to the rainbow community, is that not only health professionals, but other professionals who people in this area would engage with in the community at these sort of lows, they need to be a lot more aware of how to deal with people in that minority. So for instance, not using the given name at birth for a trans person, or not using that trans person's what they were given at birth, the pronouns they were given at birth, but instead using their preferred name and pronouns, and sort of basic things like that, as well as a sort of basic awareness of what it means to be, say, trans, or it means to be gay, or it means to be lesbian or bisexual. And those sort of basic steps will do a lot in helping those professionals to be able to better help their clients or patients that are part of a rainbow community.